Yeah, there's rumors out there that JP pays some of Paige Van Zant's salary each year. I don't know about all that. All right.
Salary? That's way up there, brother.
No, not the full thing, but you contribute to the old subscriptions, bud.
Oh no.
All right. Don't want to get him in trouble with the wife. I'm just kidding, Sierra. She is a avid watcher of the videos. So sorry.
Yeah, way to go,
I
buddy.
apologize. I apologize. He'll be sleeping on the couch. All right. Moving up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP. And in today's episode, we'll give you a brief recap of last weekend's card. We'll give you our full card predictions for UFC 320 in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know we're both super stoked for it. It's a big card. We haven't had one that feels this big in quite some time. So we should be excited. You guys should be excited before we dive into those things. Follow the channel, get subscribed, head on over to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all those social medias. Follow us. We're the best in the world. We tell you every single week. We appreciate you guys that are already part of the Locked Door MMA community. Keep it up. Comment on our videos. Let us know what you guys think. Haven't heard from you guys in quite some time. We get a lot of hate comments, but that's about it. So make sure to add in your guys' thoughts as well, JP. I know you were itching to talk about last weekend. What do you got to say?
Um I gotta contain myself here a little bit. What are we doing? Is my question. What are we doing? Okay. I mean, first one that comes to mind, Robbie Lawler and Ben Askren. Shout out Ben Askren. All right, first of all, glad he's okay. Crazy thing in his life. Glad he's still sticking around. Bulldog choke. Herb Dean was a ref for that one, I believe. Stopped it. Robbie popped back up. Hey, I'm not out. Contest. And guess what happened? Oh, since the ref called the fight, it stopped. Was it a wrongful stoppage? Absolutely. Did he stop it? Yep. Again, what was it? Sean Woodson and Dan Ige. Stopped it. I mean, some people say early stoppage, wrongful stoppage. Sure. But he stopped the fight. Fight got stopped. Right? There's wrongful stoppages all the time. And yet we never, ever restart the fight. I could give a shit if there's 2 seconds left in the round. You were clearly stopping them. You clearly separated them. Everybody thought it was a stoppage. I'm tired of it. I am so tired of it. Everybody's like, well, it was the right thing to do to restart it. No, it wasn't. Sorry, you're an idiot and you stopped the fight. Not my problem. Made a mistake. Get him out. Don't get him out. Don't care. Dog shit ref mistake. Happens all the time, and we never restart it then. And then we're talking about the athletic commission changing the outcome, whatever. I mean, last week or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, dude gets hit by a car, still fights. Okay, tough as nails. Good for Jared Gordon. He's a badass for that. We didn't know that. Probably wouldn't have locked him if that would have been the case. I mean, and then this happens. It's just crazy. It's crazy to me. I just don't know what to say. Other than that, card went pretty good, 10-2.
10-2.
Ankalaev and Oban didn't get to see that one. Oban got sick or something. Is what it is. Another spot on call from Mr. Moser. Once again, I'll let you talk your talk about the Fat Boys, the two brothers, both pulling out, and you called the second one.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I'll tell you guys every single week, and I've been right like the past 5 times. These guys are more likely, and I'm referring to the Taffa brothers, they're trash. They're more likely to pull out of the fight than actually show up to the octagon on Saturday. And if they do, by the grace of God, end up in the octagon with the door closed on Saturday, it's almost a guaranteed loss. I don't know what they're doing in the UFC. They're probably the worst to have in the organization. They're unreliable. And then you want to sit there and talk shit about John Jones and blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about the Taffa brothers. They're the most unreliable fighters on the roster, hands down. They can't fight. They're not good, and they don't show up. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. But let's revert back to the controversy that happened on Saturday, JP, because you're right. When they make the wrong call, you have to stick to it and you have to follow through. JP, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. They have a ringside referee to go with and to assist the referee inside the octagon. They look to the ringside referee for groin kicks and eye pokes and all these other things to make sure that everything's being called correctly. That should happen like an NFL referee calling into New York for some replay review assistance. For this situation, I don't get it. You called the fight early. You verbalized, stop, stop, stop. He's out. You can't go back on your word and then start the second round. For those that were saying, well, it was the right thing to do. Yeah, the first time before the actual call was made, you made the wrong call. You have to own up to it. You can't go back on your word, put the fighters back out there when one guy already thought he won the fight. That was can I even say it? That's bullshit. I don't care. Sorry for cussing for those viewers. It's a load of horse shit. It's inconsistent. The UFC needs to figure this stuff out because it's like the Dana White's sitting on 60 minutes talking about we're the next big thing. We're bigger than this sport and this sport and this sport. Well, these other sports don't have the inconsistencies that the UFC does, and it pisses me off and it gets me fired up.
I mean, whatever, man, whatever. And I'm more heated because of other things that happened over the weekend. I'm not even gonna get into that.
I'll let you talk about it at the end of the video.
And then you're talking about groin strikes. Hey, Colby Thickness looked like he was out there trying to kick a 60-yarder. Good lord, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that might have saved him a little bit. Get a little bit more air in the lungs, but yeah, overall 10-2. So it is what it is. I'm not worried. I mean, crazy shit's happening, but it's a fight game, I guess. So is what it is.
Yep. All right, let's dive into this weekend's pay-per-view, UFC 320. It's a big one, JP. We're starting with two females. Nothing against them, but I do have some commentary on one of them. Veronica Hardy is taking on Brogan Walker. And JP,
You can take it if you want.
listen,
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got to talk
no,
to it.
I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. But just a quick message for those out there that, are thinking about having children or may be pregnant. If you're having a girl, a little baby girl, let's not name her Brogan. That is just like the least feminine name I've ever heard in my life. And JP, I don't want to give away my pick, but at the same time, I'm going to have a hard time not picking the girl named Brogan. It just seems like she's going to go in there and take your head off. But hey, not the prettiest female name in the world.
That's funny, man. You're not the first person I heard say that too. That is hilarious. Yeah. And the breakdown is pretty simple. Not gonna keep it long. Brogan has been out for what is it, 2 years? Brother, I'm fighting dog hair in my mouth, in my eye. Sweet Lord. Yeah, 2.5 years ago. God, I feel like I gotta calm down. I was getting heated there about that again. Could have seen me in the casino that night. I was not happy, to say the least. But yeah, Brogan, 2.5 years. Or 2 years, 5 months since her last fight. Red flag. Second red flag, she's 36. Third red flag, in her last 5 professional fights, she has lost 4 of them. There's really not much more to go on, guys. It is what it is. Veronica Hardy, she lost her most recent one. That's to Eduarda Mora, who's a fucking dog, quite literally, for women's fighters. And she's big, she's strong, she's going to grapple you. Veronica hung in there. And she's a good grappler. She's fast on the feet. I like her movement. And she's just active more. So we're obviously going to pick Hardy. I don't see how anybody can pick Brogan. If she goes out there and looks great, that's fine. I just feel like you can't pick her. The line, nuts. Minus 650. We don't normally bet on women's fights anyways. Not throwing chalk like that down. But
Yeah, 1000%. It's just one of those situations where, for Veronica Hardy, she's better coached. She has better footwork. She's got better striking. And I think she can probably outgrapple Brogan Walker. And from the Brogan Walker side, I don't know if you think her name's very masculine or something. She's a big time underdog, and maybe you can throw a few bucks on it and get lucky. Who knows? Who cares? All right, JP, let's move up the card. We've got Ramiz Brahimaj taking on Austin Vanderford, and I will take this one. Brahimaj, I'm not going to lie, guys, has looked decent in his last 2 outings. He was, he came into the UFC, didn't do a whole lot. had some issues early on, but man, in his performance against Mickey Gall in his home state of New York, absolutely shut it down, put Mickey Gall out. Um, and most recently, Billy Ray Goff, guillotine choke. Now, I thought Billy Ray Goff was a much better fighter than Ramiz Brahimaj, so you got to give him some credit. He's turning the ship around a little bit. He's got good power in his hands. He claims to have good grappling. I mean, he has 11 submissions on his record, and up until the guillotine choke from Billy Ray Goff, or with him, wasn't really looking all that great in the grappling department. Sure, he had the rear naked choke earlier on, but that's just much lower competition. Austin Vanderford, he's a good wrestler. He's going to press forward, put a good pace on you. And I'll let JP talk about who he's dating, married to, one of the two. Anyways, that helps. I think it helps, JP. I do think it helps. I mean, the dude's got some confidence, you know what I'm saying? And so for that, you know, I think he's gonna press forward. I think he can find his wrestling, get some takedowns, control this fight, keep Brahimaj down on the ground. He's just gotta avoid the big strikes from Brahimaj. We're taking Austin Vanderford.
Um, yeah, and I mean he is a good grappler. I mean the only red flag. Yeah, this has been fun. All right, the crash out at the beginning, and then just nothing but mic problems since then. All right, let's see if we can get through this. Jesus Christ. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, Vanderford, good wrestler. He is 35 though, right? So he's making his UFC debut a little late, but he did look good in his first one. As far as who he's married to, everybody knows, you know, the Paige Van Zant fiasco or whatever. She's doing this, she's doing that, she's doing slap boxing, she's doing bare knuckle, and she gets her ass beat pretty much in all of them, but is what it is. And I'm sure they got their private life. I know Paige has got the OnlyFans going and all that shit, so I'm sure he doesn't have to fight if he doesn't want to, but yeah, he's a decent wrestler, decent grappler, and we think he can get it done. So give us Vanderford.
Yeah, there's rumors out there that JP pays some of Paige Van Zant's salary each year. I don't know about all that.
Salary?
Right.
That's way up there, brother.
No, not the full thing, but you contribute to the old subscriptions, bud.
Oh no.
All right. Don't want to get him in trouble with the wife. I'm just kidding, Sierra. She is a avid watcher of the videos. So sorry.
Yeah, way to go, buddy.
I apologize. I apologize. He'll be sleeping on the couch. All right. Moving up. Emanuele Soriano taking on Nikolai Veretennikov.
Speaking of Austin Vanderford, this was his debut fight. Nikolai Veretennikov. And Veretennikov is an interesting guy. He's another one of those guys that's just kind of okay in our eyes, you know? He can grapple a tiny bit, but he's not good at it per se. And then his striking, it's decent enough, but again, it's not, nothing jumps out to you on film where you're like, okay, damn, this guy's pretty good. Punahele, on the other hand, he can crack. Right, this kid can crack, and he's fast. I do like that he eventually decided to move down from 85 to 170. I think he looks much better at 170. I think his size just suits him much better. Those guys at 85 are fucking monsters. And he can wrestle, right? I think he's a Division II, Division III All-American wrestler. And he did go to that recently in his fights. He has gone to that when he needs to, and we say it all the time on the show. We like that. If you have the wrestling and it's there for you, take the path of least resistance, take him down and make him tired. Then if you want to strike, sure. But other than that, I mean, I think Punahele on the feet got more power, got more speed. I like his strikes more. Nothing that Nikolai does, like I said earlier, impresses us really much. And I think Punahele can grapple him. He can strike with him. I think he honestly might clip him and knock him out. But give us a Punahele Soriano.
Yeah, I think the key here is he's got to throw a lot of volume, JP. I think that's the one thing that he lacks in a lot of his fights is just he loads up the left and throws the overhand and hopes to catch these guys on the chin. And that's all fine and dandy as long as it's working. But what happens if Nikolai is able to evade, has good footwork, or has a good game plan that really kind of throws him off his mojo? Is he going to be able to change gears? Is he going to be able to find those takedowns? I think those are the what ifs in this bout, but I do think he's got a big power advantage against Nikolai, and I expect him to find the home for his left hand, probably put the lights out of Nikolai Veretennikov. I haven't given you props thus far, nothing really in the first two fights, but I will say look for the KO for Puna Penawele. to get it done. I think he is going to find that KO. I mean, really, that's his most likely at the victory.
You think it comes in like second round, like under 1.5 type thing? What are you thinking on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think yeah, I don't know. Uh, First or second round. I don't think if it makes it to a third, I think you both guys are a little bit gassed and there's not enough juice left in the hands. So I would say first or second round KO. I do expect him to come out hot. That's what he typically does. And if he's at full strength and he's not tired yet, look for that first round KO. You could probably find a pretty good line there. He hits hard, and you'll see it on Saturday if you've never watched this dude fight. And one of those connects in the first round, it'll be night night. He's not one to drop you and you're gonna survive. He'll drop you and the fight's gonna get called. So I would like that first round KO.
100%. I agree. Yeah, I try to give you guys when I edit it. I try to mess around with the over unders when we like one. Sometimes it's hard though because I like an over 1.5, but I also like the under 2.5. But then writing it sometimes it's confusing to look at. But yeah, you can kind of play with that. I mean, the over 1.5 is minus 175 right now. So if you think it does happen in two, might be better value because I think over 2.5 is probably gonna be too pricey and price you out. But who knows? We'll see. One thing's for sure, Brevin, on this card, I think we've gotten now closer to like the beginning of the year where favorites are just
Bigger lines.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll have to see. Next one. Excited to hear what you had to say about this one. The return of the flat-footed man. All right, the Mr. Mean Mug. Okay, he's gonna look nasty at your mean mug the whole fight, and then not move his head and just get punched in the fucking face. Patchy Mix returning, going up against newcomer Jacob Wiklacz.
Yeah, Wiklacz. I'm excited for this fight, guys. Interesting. I mean, we had Patchy Mix on a main card in his last time out, fighting a top 15 fighter, and now he's fighting on the prelims against a guy making his UFC debut. So it was a huge drop off as far as notoriety and the positioning on the card. And honestly, JP, I think that sends a message. I think it's Dana saying, and Hunter Campbell saying, look, dude, we were promised big things out of you. They probably paid him a shit ton of money for that initial contract.
Oh yeah.
He's got to prove himself. Jacob Wiklacz making his UFC debut. Good grappler. On the feet though, JP, I wouldn't say he's much better than Patchy Mix, and that was the big downside of Patchy's debut is like, hey, you're flat-footed, you don't move your head, you get popped with the jab, you're going to get hit, and if you don't find takedowns or any grappling exchanges, you're kind of chalked, call it wraps, what have you. And Wiklacz, to me, doesn't do anything amazing on the feet. He's got 10 wins by submission, so he's going to look to grapple. And if you're just looking at these two guys as pure grapplers, I think Patchy Mix has quite the advantage there. So we're taking Patchy Mix. I think it's just one of those bounce back, feed this newcomer to the wolves type of deal, and let's show the world why we were, as the UFC organization, I'm speaking on behalf of Hunter Campbell, Dana White, and everyone else, why we were excited about this kid in the first place. Let's give him someone to really showcase his skill set, build his way back up the division. Trust us, he's going to have to, because his first outing, not so impressive, but I do think he bounces back, gets a nice finish in this one. I could see this being a submission win for Patchy Mix. I think this kid's gonna have. I think Jacob's gonna have the want to get this fight to the ground. I think he's gonna get into grappling exchanges. I don't think he has the IQ. He's gonna have the UFC jitters. I think Patchy Mix will look a lot better. I expect him to find that submission.
Yeah, I mean Jacob has been submitted before, and it's been against lesser comp, right? And Patchy's never been submitted. And Jacob, I know he likes that gilly, and that's what Patchy's known for, right? Is a world-class gilly. I mean, you guys hear me say it all the time. Gilly shouldn't work in high-level MMA, but you got these morons sticking their neck in when they're going to shoot a takedown. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes if Jacob's shooting dog shit takedowns and stuff like that. But one thing, dude, I like so much is this KSW fighting organization. Okay, he's the champ. I love how they stamp shit on the fighters, like tattoos that are like branding. I think it's so funny. I think the UFC should do that. Austin Vanderford should go out there with a big OF stamp on his back.
Yeah. No, 1,000%.
Yeah, I think it's very entertaining. But as far as action on this, I don't know about you, Brevin. Hell no. Unless he shows me something, I am not wasting money on Patchy Mix again.
Yeah, I wouldn't say find it as a spot to waste some money on the kid. I just think it's just one of those clear cut. Let's give Patchy Mix someone that he can really show his skill set to the world, and maybe we can build some hype back around this kid because I mean he was supposed to be champ, right? Like he was the guy that everyone was hyping up, like he's the one, and then he looks like dog water in his debut. They still need to build him back up, and this is exactly what this fight is.
100%.
All right, moving up the card, we got Macy Chiasson taking on Yana Santos.
Interesting one here, guys. Interesting one here. This is one of the fights with the better lines in it for sure. Yana Santos coming off the win over Miesha Tate. I did take Miesha Tate in that fight, and she did a decent job of coming back. You know, she gave it her best and almost got her out of there at the end of the fight. Yana's 35, right? She's okay. She's okay. She's a kickboxer at heart. She wants to stand and bang type of thing. Macy Chiasson is a weird one to me. Macy's big, first of all. She's very tall for this weight class. For any women's weight class, I would say. And her skills, particularly on the ground, have come a long way. She's added that to her game. I think Macy's another one of those people that we see all the time. We say this at least about one fighter on the card. They have all the potential and all the attributes to be good. It's just a matter of whether they have a good night and put their skill sets together. And I think Macy can do that. You know, I like the way Macy mixes it up on the feet. She'll use her elbows. She'll use her hands. She'll use her feet. And then again, progress in grappling. Add that into your game. So when you fight someone like Yana, when you both are tired, because Yana's a kickboxer, she can just probably kickbox there all day and feel somewhat safe. Just take her down and make her extremely tired. Because fatigue is the number one thing that beats everybody. So I like Macy adding that to her. I think Macy's the more well-rounded fighter. She did fight at like 145, I believe, her last fight. So we'll have to see the scales, since scales have just been a problem for everybody this year. It seems like 1 to 2 fighters a card miss fucking weight, especially if you're Kelvin Gastelum. Jesus Christ. But we're gonna take Macy. We like her size. We like her striking on the feet. We think she mixes it up well, and then the grappling, obviously, I think is there for her. So give us Macy.
Yeah, and one thing to look out for that Yana Santos does quite a bit is she initiates the clinch. Now, if you guys look through Macy Chiasson's history, she can utilize her elbows quite nicely. She has some very sharp elbows, and I think in this one, Yana Santos gets a little bit uncomfortable with the range of Macy Chiasson, tries to initiate the clinch. Look out for those elbows from Chiasson in close. She'll cut you up. She has a doctor stoppage from one of the cuts. It was nasty. And I
Massive.
look for her to do this in this one as well. So yeah, I'm high on Macy Chiasson, but like JP said, she's just got to put it all together. When she has it going, I mean, she looks like a world beater, but some nights not so great.
100%. And like Yana Santos right now, plus 150. I mean, if you're a big Yana Santos fan, I think that's a great spot for you. Like Brevin said, she could have an off night. So it might be a good spot for a dog if you're a dog chaser, but it's not the worst bet. But again, it's just not high level women's MMA, and I just don't care to put chalk down on that type of stuff. So, all right.
Yep.
Moving up. Good one here. Very excited for this one. Daniel Santos taking on the second time in the UFC, Ju Sang Yu.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this bout here in front of us. Ju Sang Yu in his last time out against what was it, Sergey?
Yeah.
He knocked him out with a beautiful counter left, a little check left. Sergey presses forward. He's a very aggressive fighter. And you did a beautiful job of just sliding back and then landing that killer check left that absolutely knocked Sergey flat on his face. Um, Absolutely deadly. And JP, I don't know if you said it last time, but did you say he was like the South Korean Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
or it was giving you some remnants of some of those memories that you had of Conor? And I do have to agree. I think he's got beautiful striking. His footwork is underrated. And in this one, Daniel Santos kind of gives me similar vibes to Sergey. Not as wild, but he will press forward. He will push the action. And I do think you can find a counter that puts the lights out of Daniel Santos. We're taking Sung Wei Yu to get it done. Sorry if I mispronounced. Ju Sang Yu. Get it all backwards. But don't blame me. It's okay. Anyways, moving on.
Oh
We
man.
we think he gets it done.
Yeah, we like you. I like you. I know you like you. Okay. Um, and the striking, man. It's just you see these guys every once in a while that just have that movement technique where some people just understand striking on a different level, right? And sometimes it gets you caught, but like Connor mastered it. It's that little the way Connor used to bounce. I mean, after his boxing, he kind of got away from it. I feel like because he was more boxing oriented and his stance kind of closed a bit. But like when you move your head and your parry and stuff, some of these guys you just master slightly moving their head so it doesn't take them out of range. But that punch is like right there. And I know it's hard for a lot of people because you're like, I don't want to get hit. So you kind of swing way out of the way. And then he didn't throw a lot of power into that hook. He just turned it over gorgeously. I mean, it was just a masterclass. And some people might say, oh, Jekka sucks. Yeah, he does, but you slumped him in the first round. Exactly what you're supposed to do against somebody who sucks. And Daniel Santos, call it biased. Look at the dude's canceled fights. If you guys are a follower of the channel, you guys know how much I hate that shit. And Brevin called his shot last weekend. I'm calling my shot this weekend. Do not be surprised if we don't even get there on Saturday night. This happens all the time. Sure, Santos looked good in his last fight. I think Lee or whoever it was that he fought, that dude is a moron and will just stand flat-footed in front of you with your striking or shooting a takedown at him. I think is horrible. I do like Santos's gym. That's another thing I say all the time. You got a good gym. I like that. Shoot the box. But all those guys can grapple really well. Another thing I feel like those guys do a lot is all of them get clipped and will go right to their back and then pop right back up and then do it again and then do it again because they're hoping you fall into their guard. Then they collect themselves and now we're on the ground grappling. They might catch you in a scramble. But we like what you has to offer. Call it a bias pick. We like the dog money. Give us you.
Yeah, no, dog money for sure. And like you said, the canceled bouts stem further back than just his UFC experience. I mean, even in some of those other organizations, dude was pulling out of fights, illnesses popping up, injuries. I can't stand it. If you want to be a fighter, then fight. You know what I'm saying? Stop pulling out Alpha brothers, bunch of babies. And honestly, they could both pull up on me, JP. I'll take them both down. Little turtles on the ground. Can't do nothing.
That's funny. You got two big dogs too. Sit there and bite them while they're on the ground.
I wouldn't even need the dogs. I mean, they'll fucking run away. The Taffa brothers are terrible. All right. Moving up. We've got Farid Basharat taking on Chris Gutierrez.
Good one here, guys. Another good one. These last two fights pretty good. Farid Basharat. Do not get him confused with his brother. He is the better of the two. His brother recently been on a broad check extravaganza, if you will. But we like Farid. Farid can do it all, right? He mainly wants to look to grapple you, take your back, choke you out, smother you on the ground, and he searches for subs. He searches for finishes, right? He's not one of these guys like Chris, in my opinion, just bouncing around from the outside, tap, 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 tap. And it's funny I say that because there's another fighter later on the card that we do like that kind of does the same thing, right? But Chris, me and Brevin were talking earlier, he kind of throwing pillows with his hands. He throws pillows with his hands. Sure, his leg kicks are disgusting. If you got somebody who's not a dumbass and will check a leg kick, or once you hit him with two good ones, go, hey, maybe I should, if I can't check it, get my leg out of the way. That might be a smart decision. Then what are you going to do? You're just going to sit around and bounce around the outside. So, I mean, is Chris Gutierrez going to bounce around the outside and outpoint Farid Basharat? I don't think so. I think Farid is too good to let that happen. I think Farid will bring the fight to him, even work in the clinch. I could see Chris backing up, and then we're on the fence. We're in the clinch. Might be a boring fest, but Chris is a guy who gets on his bike, right? So you got to catch him at one point. But we think Farid's better everywhere. I think he's by far the better Basharat brother. And we think he remains undefeated. Saturday night, give us Basharat.
Yeah, and this one, he's just really got to find, his success. And I think if he does that and you can somehow make Chris Gutierrez push the pace or the action, you're going to have Chris Gutierrez in a world that he's not familiar with. Like he throws a lot of leg kicks, calf kicks, chops you down, outpoints you. His hands aren't very good. His takedown defense is great, but once he is on the ground, doesn't really do a whole lot there either. And Basharat is the type of dude that will find a sub. He will put you away, like JP was saying. So feeling really good about Farid Basharat.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just a lot of people. I know a lot of people don't like that get on your bike style of fighting. So it is what it is. But we think Farid catches him right now. Decent sized favorite for Farid. I mean, like we said, guys, there's a lot of lines on this card, so you're gonna have to. This is a parlay friendly card for sure. Over 2.5 minus 280. Farid by decision. I'd like to see the line for that, Brevin. I think that one's a good call. Thoughts on anything else for this one?
Yeah, I think the decision probably is a play. I think Gutierrez is skilled enough. He's been around enough to survive, but I think he probably loses this fight pretty pretty distinctly. I don't really see anything that would have me worried about that.
100% Farid Basharat, the play for sure. Before I forget, I don't know if this was the one after it or maybe the one after this next one, but as we were filming, like minutes, if that seconds right before we started filming, Ateba Gautier and Ozzy Diaz just got canceled. So that blows. Diaz pulled out probably because he realized he was going to bed. Lock of the century. We were going to lock Gautier round 1 KO for sure. I know it was like minus 900 when I first looked. And then by the time we were about to film, it was like minus 1100. So everybody knew it. Diaz knew it. I'm assuming they're going to try to get Ateba on the card still again because that dude's just.
I would love to see it, JP.
Oh,
I really
100%.
would. That dude's fun to watch, and I think that was the fight that I was really looking forward to leading up to the main card because we knew there was going to be a KO and there was going to be an early KO, and it was most likely going to be on the side of the Gaudier. Absolute killer, power in his hands. Hopefully, they find a replacement. Short notice against Gaudier, though? That's rough. Who wants to sign up for that?
Whoever wants a shot, you're going to have to take one first, okay? But we'll see if he gets back on the card. But anyways, next one moving up, Edmund Shahbazyan, the Baz, going up against Andre Muniz.
The boss. I think it's so funny because that's not his nickname. That's just what JP and I call him every single time we see him fight. Um, he's got good hands. Edmund Shahbazyan's good hands, good kicks. He's well rounded. Muniz, he's a good grappler, and I think really that's going to be the story of this fight. Can Shahbazyan stay out of the guard of Muniz? Because we saw when Shahbazyan goes down to the ground with a very skilled grappler like Gerald Mearshart, bad things happen. So Edmund, I think, has got the power advantage. He's got the hands to get Andre out of there. I like Edmund Shahbazyan. We're picking Edmund Shahbazyan. Also, JP, I would take a good long look at Edmund by KO.
100%. 100%. You could even. I like round 2 a lot. I think Muniz, if he's smart, he's going to get on his bike in round 1. He is a big guy, though, and he's kind of a plotter. So he's not necessarily this Chris Gutierrez style of movement. But yeah, Brevin brought up the GM3 fight. That fight went exactly how he said it would. And then Edmund fumbled, right? He's clipping him on the feet, looking great. And then he followed him to the ground in hopes of, I'm going to get the finish, and then blew his wad and absolutely gassed out arm triangle. So these guys, which Muniz can do the same thing. He's got grappling. So that could happen. But then Edmund goes out there, slumps Budka, which is what he should do. Budka sucks. Budka butt cheeks. That's why I say that. And then goes out there against Petrosky. He didn't get a finish, but he was piecing Petrosky up. I think you saw the, hey, I want to stay calm. I want to stay controlled. And then he didn't push for the finish. So hopefully we find the mix in between that, because that's always what you're looking to do, right? Trying to get a finish without putting yourself in danger, without blowing your wad and then gassing out type of thing. But we think he can do it on the feet. We like Edmund a lot. He's got it. Again, he's another one of these guys. All the intangibles, all the attributes. And he's still young. He's only 27. He's minding Brevin's age, and this dude's been in the UFC forever. We think he's finally putting it together. Get on a 3-fight win streak. Give us a boss.
Yep. The boss. All right, moving up to the main card. We have Joe Bodybags Pyfer taking on Abus, the Goose Magomedov.
The goose.
He's not really the goose. I just made it
A
up.
boost, a gas out goose. Yeah, guys. I mean, one thing about a boost. Okay, I don't care that he's on a 3-fight win streak. Dude looks the same when you get to the third round.
Every single fight.
Every time. The dude looks like me after I used to run my 400 meter. I'm seconds away from falling over. I can't even put my arms up. My legs are sitting there wobbling every single fight. And it seems like he just never fixes it. I mean, let's go through his 3-fight win streak, right? Wardley Alves. Does anybody care? Don't think so. Bruno Pereira. Arm triangle, because Bruno blew his wad because he clipped him and tried to put him away, right? Next one, Michel Pereira. Anybody high on Michel Pereira after his most recent couple fights? I don't think so, right? So it's okay. And a boost in the first round, it looks great. Lengthy from range, got a good up kick right up the center. He's got long hands. He's a tall, long guy. Get him in the second round. Get him in the third round. Dude slows down considerably. All right, it's like your car's only got nitrous. Once you use up the nitrous, your car's like Brevin's car in high school with a bad catalytic converter. You step on the gas, thing ain't fucking going nowhere. Okay? Everybody's sitting there honking at this man in the middle of the street. Dude's got the windows rolled down, blaring music. Okay. So we're not going anywhere type thing. He's considerably slower. Joe Bodybags. What?
That's wild, bro. You just threw me under the bus like that. It was bad. I had a lot of car problems. I was cursed.
That's funny. Yeah, also, hey, first time the boys are going out. You know, Brevin just got his new car, Xterra. Shout out to all the Xterra users, you know. It's a manual, right? Brevin, first car, first time driving a manual. Right? So we pull out, cop right behind us. We're jumping a little bit. You ever drive a manual and you're a little bouncing, right? Cop thought we were doing drugs or something, pulled us over, was not happy about it. So that was fun times. But Mr. Bodybags, Mr. Pyfer. I like what a lot of people like what Pyfer has to offer, right? Great wrestler, great gym, grappling pedigree very high in this gym, right? Sean Brady. I mean, dude just put Leon Edwards out with a one-arm guillotine. So did Jake Matthews. Jesus Christ. Every chance I get, I'm going to crash out about that. Hits hard as shit. Dude hits like a truck. His only downfall that a lot of people don't like, he can't put combinations together. He's got that one big shot. Boom, boom. I think in the Kelvin fight, he paced himself and he looked better. Obviously, the Jack Hermanson broad check is what it is. I think he took that. I think he learned from it. Boost gets clipped by a lot of people. A lot of people. Almost every fight he has. If you get clipped by Joe Pyfer, I don't care who you are, you're not getting clipped. You're going out. That's how that works. I think Pyfer can stay safe in the grappling. I don't think Abus has an upper hand in the grappling unless Pyfer just absolutely gasses out and then quits. I don't think that's who he is. Unless you break his arm like he did in the Stoltzfus fight. I think Pyfer's got it everywhere. Just put combinations together. Not everybody's going to get dropped and out cold with one shot. Put another one behind it. That's the one that's going to do it. Give us body bags. I like the KO. You know what I like? If you're playing the KO, I wouldn't mind a third round KO call if he doesn't get it in the first.
I agree. I think you can play. I think this is one of those weird ones that you can play the first round KO and the third round KO. Second one's kind of a wash. I mean, if you don't get him out in the first, then that means Abus is doing enough to stay safe and he's not taking these big shots. But like JP let you guys know earlier, Abus looks the same in every single third round that he's in. No matter who he's fighting, he's going to be gas. And it's very interesting because Joe Pyfer is the guy that can take advantage of you being gassed. You get hit by Joe Pyfer just one time, it's night. And so like that's the thing to look for as far as the betting perspectives go. But you said it, man. Joe Pyfer's got to put together some combinations. I liked how he looked in the first round against Kelvin Gastelum. Realized, hey, this dude's got a brick for a head. I'm going to be in for a long night. Started being real conservative and had me a little bit worried as the fight went on. I think in this one, let your hands go. You're going to be fine. You're not going to get gassed, and Abus is going to have a lot of energy. Trust me. Abus is also going to be gassed if you're gassed. So let him go, put the pressure on Abus. And here's the other thing, JP. We see all these grappling bouts. I mean, you've got a decision victory over Gerald Mearshart in grappling. The grappling's there, the wrestling's there. Pyfer never really uses it. Granted, he's never really had to outside of maybe the Jack Hermanson fight late when he was gassed, but maybe we just make him fear the takedown a little bit. I don't think that's the worst game plan in the world. Have a boost on his back foot, have him thinking about the takedown, come over the top with that left hand, put his lights out. I like the first round KO. I like the third round KO.
100%, man. And we know Abus has got that last name, okay? OVEV, Magomedov. He is not that type of grappler. He has grappling, but it's when people are tired, and it's because he's long. He's got those long limbs. He's not that type of wrestler. Joe Pyfer is way better at grappling. Like Brevin said, I mean, make him at least think in his head, oh, he might shoot for takedowns. Because like a fight we're going to talk about in the main event, when that's in somebody's head, regardless of whether you shoot or not, it makes them use their hands a lot differently. They're not going to let him go because I got to shoot down blocks. I got to stuff. I got to sprawl, stuff like that. So first round, third round, Brevin, it's kind of surprising. Pyfer's only a minus 238. I think it's because people are worried, like the fraud check situation, like Hermanson. But I mean, I think it's a great line.
I mean, he's on a 3-fight win streak. You know, on paper, it's like Abus is the man. He's fought some top guys. He's fought Sean Strickland. He's fought Kyle Baralho, who we just saw fight. Like he's fought some dudes. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Yada yada yada. But are they actually watching the man fight? Is my question. And I think if you do watch him fight, you understand. Hey, this may not be as close as this line is. I think this is probably one of the better values that you guys are going to find on this entire card.
100%. 100%. All right. Next one, moving up. Josh Emmett taking on Youssef Zalal.
Yeah, Josh Emmett, 40 years old, power puncher. He stands at 5'6". He's taking on Zalal, who's much longer, and also stands at 5'10". Really good footwork, really good striking, great jab. Quick, fast. He's got good grappling. Really, in this fight, it just comes down to can Youssef Zalal stay away from the power of Josh Emmett. I mean, Emmett's one of those guys, shorter, stocky, power puncher. He can change the fight with one punch. Zalal's really good about being on his bike and staying safe and landing enough strikes and points to steal rounds and not get caught. It frustrates the opponents. And at 40 years old, JP, I think this is another fight that Youssef can just really frustrate Josh Emmett. He's just got to stay safe. We're picking Youssef Zalal. It's a dangerous fight for Youssef. Josh Emmett is a dude. He's fought high-level competition as of late, even being an old man. I mean, coming off of a Lerone Murphy fight, right? And Ilya Taporia and Yair Rodriguez. That's tough competition. And those are his last 3 losses. So Youssef's got his work cut out for him, but I do think he's the more skilled fighter. And he's got to have, he's got to have this one to make another push for a title. Zalal's been really up and down in his fighting career. He's back now. He's back in the UFC. He's making that push for a title shot. I think he can get it done. He thinks he can get it done. But this is the one, JP, that he really needs to get done because this will elevate him to that upper echelon of fighters in the division. We're taking Youssef Zalal.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's definitely in the top 15 if he wins this one. Earlier, when we were talking about the Pyfer fight a couple seconds ago, I was just talking about his power. I was going to say he's got the most power on this card. I mean, Josh Emmett, he's up there too. I mean, you guys all saw him almost kill Bryce Mitchell. Okay, the dude's seasoned on the ground. Scary stuff. But again, he's got that, and I don't know if it's like a problem per se. I think these guys fall in love with how when they hit people, wobbling, they're doing the chicken dance. And I think they just love that feeling. They love that energy. And it gets to them like, if I touch you, you're going to bed. And so they just stick on that one big shot. And Youssef Zalal, I know everybody hates on him because of his Calvin Kattar fight. I mean, what are you going to do, man? I'd rather watch Youssef Zalal get on his bike after up 2 rounds and just stay safe than fucking Torres Finney fight. That's for goddamn sure. All right? That, again, another Torres Finney stray. I will do it every chance I get. That guy's a bum. Right?
Yeah.
That's why you work on your footwork. You learn how to cut the cage off. You keep your cardio up. You have good cardio. You can constantly chase this guy. I mean, if somebody's got great footwork, what are you going to do, bro? It's just like playing football and somebody's getting mad at old Tyreek Hill when he used to play for the Chiefs. Oh, dude's only fast. Yep, and it fucking works. I mean, you got to play too high shell and just bail technique like crazy, or they're going to bomb it to him all goddamn game. You know? So I don't think Emmett's got the combos mixed with the footwork to cut Zalal off, put enough combos on him and stop him. If he does, it's going to be a one big shot KO. That's the only way Josh wins. If he does it, that's great, cool, entertaining. I think me and Brevin will live with that loss versus picking Emmett in hopes for that and then just watching Zalal out-touch him from the outside and get on his back. So
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And for those of you that are complaining about a Yusuf Zalal performance running around the octagon in the third round, you should be upset at the opponent for not securing one of those first 2 rounds. I mean, if you let Yusuf Zalal clearly beat you for 2 rounds, what do you expect? He's going to stay safe. He's going to not cost himself the fight. Like I said, he's making his another push for the title. Why would you enter the fire in that third round and potentially get caught with a heavy hitter like Calvin Kattar? I wouldn't. I mean, get on your bike. So deal around from him in the first 2 rounds, and then you can complain if he ran the whole fight. Like,
100%.
it's more of a strategic thing than like a boring fighter thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Joe Pyfer thing earlier. Like you hit somebody in the face enough and you're clearly winning. I'm going to stop trying to put this fucking guy out because he's a zombie just continuing to come at me because that's how people lose. Oh, I'm going to keep rocking him. I'm going to keep rocking him. And then they get clipped. Now they're doing the chicken dance and then it's shot. So Zalal by decision.
Yeah, 1,000%. All right, moving up. We've got a real good fight here. Yuri Prochazka taking on Khalil Roundtree Jr.
Ooh, probably it might be my favorite fight on this card. This guy, fucking Jamal Hill. Let's go for that. I love this guy. We love this guy. Yuri is, I mean, take any casual that does not watch fighting, and if you want them to be your buddy and watch fights with you, show them this Yuri fight. Show them any Yuri fight. This dude, entertaining 24/7. Maybe the most entertaining guy in the UFC. I mean, every one of his fights. And I think he's turned it up a notch. Right? When we first started this show and we broke down the first couple Yuri fights, we told you guys he's going to bring the fight. He will come at you and bring the fight. He still does, but his head movement, and I think it was the Pereira fights, his head movement has progressed in my eyes way more. Okay, that little dip out of the way right hand that he hit with Jamal Hill multiple times, disgusting work. And Yuri, he does got a chin, right? He gets wobbled, sure. These are big fucking dudes, right? What is this, 205? Yeah. These are big sons of bitches that hit very hard, right? And a lot of them are very tall and long. It's just simple physics, man. When you got arms that long and you're throwing straight shots and extending, turning it over, if that hits you clean on the chin, a lot of people are going out. So you're going to get wobbled. But Yuri does not give up. Yuri's not one of those guys that gets wobbles, puts his back on the cage, sits on his butt and just shells up, or quick choke's not even deep and they tap. He's not a guy that's going to quit. You got to put him out. You got to end the fight, put his lights out. And then he's choking out Glover Teixeira. Sure, it was an old Glover. Glover thrived with grappling. And he choked him out, rear naked. I like Yuri a lot. Khalil Roundtree, we didn't like him to start his career. Dude went to Thailand. Maybe slept with a couple ladyboys. Who knows what he did out there? But one thing he did for sure, turned his Muay Thai up a notch to now he's just crazy technically sound. So good. Stays safe a lot of the time. I was really back and forth on this fight. Me and Brevin, obviously on the same side. Khalil, he can land. And I'm really pissed off about my Jamal Hill pick. Because I did want to go Khalil, but I was like, I don't know, he hasn't really beaten anybody. But as of lately, he just looks so much better. But I think it's because when he's on the front foot and he can put that leg up, check. His kicks are disgusting too. He's another one of these guys, nasty kicks, very fast. He'll throw that side oblique kick to your fucking knee. I mean, ask Bukowskis about that. Some people might say it's a dirty technique, but we're in a fight. If it works, it works. I don't think Yuri lets him stay on his front foot and counter him, like I said earlier, because Yuri brings the fight. So I think Khalil's going to have to fight more on the back foot in this. and I don't think he fights as well. And whatever, call us a biased pick again, but let's go for that. Give us Yuri Prochazka.
Yeah, 1,000%. He's fun to cheer for. He's fun to watch. I think he's the more skilled fighter, and he's going to bring the action. And like JP was talking about, if Khalil Roundtree wants to sit back and be real technical, you better hope you don't get down on the judges' scorecards. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Plus, Yuri hits hard too. Like, sure, we talk about Roundtree's power, but Yuri's also a big dude. He hits hard. He's got a lot of power, and I think it's going to pose some problems for Khalil Roundtree. And like, Yuri, I thought until he got knocked out, fought some decent fights against Alex Pereira, and we all saw what Pereira did to Khalil Roundtree. So I think it's going to be one of those, where Yuri just has his way, and we uncover like, hey, the dude's still got it. He's still got it. Still very skilled. All right, moving up to the co-main event of the evening. JP, I'm excited to talk about this one. Merab Dvalishvili is taking on Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen lately, great fighter. Also, great content creator. Who's been putting out some funny skits. He's got his YouTube. Funny guy. And I'm starting to really like him a lot. And if you've been a follower of the channel and maybe just known me before we started the channel, I never really was a fan of Merab. For the longest time, I was never a Merab fan. I thought he was boring, and I didn't think he was very skilled. And then Merab started winning me over, fight by fight. I'd be like, this guy again. This guy. Hey, I kind of like this guy. Oh, now he's funny to me. Oh, he's beaten all my favorite fighters. Now I'm Team Merab. Love the guy. Merab's been fighting extremely well. He looks like a world beater. He can out-wrestle anyone. He can outpace anyone. Sandhagen, same thing. Great striking. He's been working on the wrestling, working on the grappling. He won his last fight because they were in a 50-50 position, him and Davison Figueiredo, who was a former champion, got Figueiredo's knee out, and he knew exactly what he was doing and what was going on. He's very skilled. He's a problem. He does have the loss to Umar, so that's something to take into consideration if you're one of those MMA math type of individuals, which is really the only thing that you have to go off of when you're trying to compare two fighters. So I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to take a look at historical performance, who they fought, who the other guys fight, do they have any fights in common? Merab did beat Umar, and he looked really good in that fight. And so for this one, JP, I do think Merab's reign continues. I think it's a little bit too much for Corey Sandhagen. I think Sandhagen's great. He deserves the number one contender spot. But Merab is really him. I think Merab gets it done.
100%, man. I like you said, we both like Corey a lot. And the number one thing that jumps out, Corey is a very cerebral fighter. Incredibly smart guy. Incredibly diligent. I don't know if that's the right word I'm looking for, but I mean, he will, if you watch his breakdowns, very smart, very technical. All the little nuances of the fight game, right? He drills these things. And it's like in the fight, the only thing I can relate it to is playing football, right? When you grow up, you're a kid, you're playing football. The game's just kind of moving at a million miles an hour when you're younger, right? And you're just kind of going out there and hitting somebody. And then as you get older, more years that you play, the game starts to slow down and you kind of see everything. You're more cerebral. You can read coverages. You can read this. Your keys that you've been reading for years are much easier to see. You can jump plays. I think Corey's just mastered that part of it. Super smart guy. And then, like you were saying, I mean, the skits are fucking hilarious. The one he does where he has like a filter where it makes his mouth big and his eyes big. He's like, you fought good that fight. But you won't beat Merab, though. You won't beat Merab. That one's funny. And I agree with Brevin. Yeah, we were not high on Merab because he is boring. Or he was boring.
Was boring.
Now I will stand 10 toes on saying Merab is one of the most entertaining people in this goddamn whole UFC. Okay, just like Yuri.
Yeah.
Yuri's entertaining in all of his fights. Merab is entertaining on the mic, in his fights, on embedded, when he's diving into a ice lake head first and cracking his head open. All right, Eileen Perez is twerking on him. Dude smacking her ass. Okay. Sign me up for anything Merab's doing. It is hilarious. And he just believes in himself. For one, for two.
Yeah.
Everybody says it. We've said it a million times. Everybody says it. Weaponized cardio. I mean, it's the number one thing. Everybody can be a badass and hit hard as shit and look like a world beater when you aren't tired. Merab makes everybody tired, and then we will see what you look like, right? Going out there, finishing O'Malley in the second fight. That's big time stuff. Big time stuff, whether you think O'Malley's got grappling or not, right? I think the only way you can pick Corey in this fight is if Corey is your favorite fighter and you've been backing him since day one, which I don't blame you for. We ride for our guys too. But I feel like you got to pick Merab. You just have to. Weaponized cardio. Like Brevin said, he looks like a world beater right now, dude. He looks like the best bantamweight in the world right now, possibly ever. And until you're the first guy who goes out there and stuffs 30 out of his 50 takedowns in a fight, okay, damn good job, because that's a tough thing to do. Give us Merab by decision, right? Maybe I could possibly see in some world him subbing him, but that would be nuts. But I think it's Merab by decision.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, in 2020, Corey Sandhagen was finished via submission, and that came by way of Aljamain Sterling, who is Merab's best friend, training partner, fight out of the same camp. Interesting. I think Merab might be able to find a submission on Corey Sandhagen. Sandhagen has improved his ground game quite significantly, but Merab, every time we see him fight, he's on another level. That's what I love about Merab. He's not satisfied. He doesn't settle. When he fought Sean O'Malley the second time, he looked even better than when he fought Sean O'Malley the first time. And I thought Sean O'Malley looked probably the same. Like sometimes these guys peak out. I think Merab's only getting better. Hasn't hit that peak yet. Weaponized cardio, yeah. Co-main event doesn't matter. It's for the title. It's going to be 5 rounds. And if you get Merab in a 5-round fight, watch out, because you're going to be tested from start to finish. Merab is that dude. After his last fight, he said, I think I go find wife now. I don't know if he made any progress with that, but Merab, you get this one done, buddy. I think you'll have women lining up at your door out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Dude trains out of his garage with the garage door open, hoping that a fine lady will walk by and say, hey, I like that little guy right there. And he goes, I go all 5 rounds. Don't get tired. I think he's a great. Listen, man.
I have weaponized cardio.
They say weaponized cardio. I don't know.
Aljo. Yeah. Aljo. She like me, Aljo.
All right. That takes us to the main event of the evening. I'm super excited to see this second bout between these two. Magomed Ankalaev is taking on Alex Poatan Pereira.
Wow. I don't even know where to start with this one, man. Poatan probably got the quickest rise to stardom in the UFC, like ever, you know? I mean, this dude, the backstory with Izzy at the time was the man. I mean, I understand where he's at now, but Izzy had his career and he was the man forever. I mean, this dude's just got the touch of death. Talk about a left hook like we were talking about from you earlier, how he turns it over. Pereira does the same thing. It's faster. I just don't even know how to explain it to these guys. I mean, just the stone hands that this dude has. It's just not human. Everybody says when they see this guy in real life, he's just so fucking big. Which, you know, he fights at 205, so you know he's a big son of a bitch. But, I mean, Brevin, what is he getting up to? 238 or something?
Probably.
Like, that's just nuts. Everybody says his hands are huge.
The fact he fought at 185, I think, really is the biggest, craziest stat ever.
100%. And I still hold Izzy's KO win in very high regard. Because this dude is I'd call him a world beater. When you fight this guy, it's terrifying. Because you know he can put you out at any moment. Sean Strickland trying to parry that shit. Boom. Out like a light. In their first fight. Yeah, I remember breaking it down. Brevin was on Ankalaev. I wanted to pick Ankalaev, and then right before we went filming, I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm backing my guy. I'm going with Pereira. Even though I knew Ankalaev is damn good, right? Ankalaev, since he's been coming up, everybody's been saying, this is the guy. This is the guy that's going to beat him. This is the guy that's going to be champ. And rightfully so. Dude can strike. Dude can box. Dude can wrestle. He can do it all. Is he this world beater wrestler? No. I still don't believe so. You went 0 for 11 on takedowns in the first fight. I'll stand 10 toes down, everybody's like, he dominated him. I don't think so. I mean, sure, he outstruck him. But again, this goes back to the point that we made earlier that I told you guys we were going to talk about again. He shot 11 takedowns. Did he get any of them? No, 0 for 11. But everybody was like, Poaton's not letting his hands go. He's not letting his hands go. That is because he knows this motherfucker's going to shoot another takedown. And anybody, when you've been sparring or anything, grappling, no matter what it is, when your feet are planted and you go to throw a shot and they level change on you, nothing is more demoralizing knowing that you were already too late on the sprawl, they're in on your hips, and now you're immediately, fuck, I got to scoot to a hip. I got to get off my back. I got to get to the fence, right? I think his wrestling did work. Went 0 for 11. It still worked because it's playing mind games with Alex. Can't get his hands off. Alex has come out and said, oh, is that like 40%? This and that. Is what it is. Do I believe him? Yeah. I mean, Merab, when he fought Umar, had that back problem or whatever. These fighters train for 8 weeks in camp. You're going to have bumps and bruises. You're going to have problems. But I think that's what makes a champ a champ. I think that's what makes people great is fighting through that. Alex is almost 40. You know, he's 38. He's doing all these things in the build-up to the last fight. People are like, dude, it's 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, whatever it was. He's still on his little tour in Australia doing shit, hanging out with other people. He's doing vlogs, which granted, I don't think he shouldn't be. Good for him. I mean, the dude's fought his whole fucking life. He's set now. You do whatever the fuck you want. When it comes to picking fights, when he does fight, on top of that, him getting hacked because he posted that tweet about the UFC and then he came out and said he lied and he wasn't hacked. I think you got to pick Ankh. Big Ankh. I know people love to call him that. And I'm worried this time Ankalaev finishes him. We're going to take Big Ankh, Magomed. I don't know. I think this is the end of Poatan. If this isn't his last fight, he maybe fight a couple more, but I don't think it's any more championships. We are taking Ankalaev. With that being said, if Alex Pereira wins, I 1000% would like Yuri to win. And even though he lost the first two, I want to see it again. Okay? Let Yuri have his shot.
Sure. Listen, I don't know. I think if Pereira wins, we would probably have to see the trilogy between him and Magomed like straight away. I think it's only fair.
Most likely.
Pereira got the instant rematch, but at the same time, like you said, Ankalaev looked good in their last bout. Let's not forget, Bird was in the middle of Ramadan. Wasn't eating. He was fasting, doing all those things during his fight camp and still went out there and won the belt. That's impressive. Won't be dealing with that this time around. I think we're going to see an even scarier version of Ankalaev. The other thing that I wanted to point out, those two have been going back and forth at the UFC PI. Okay? They're speaking through a translation app on a phone to each other, talking shit, all right, getting under each other's skin. Ankalaev, and if you guys know anything about these Russian guys, they're all about respect, right? Respect. My brother, I respect you, my brother. I don't want to kill you, my brother. Ankalaev came out and said that he no longer respects Alex Pereira, okay? They got into some beef. This has happened one other time, JP, and that was Khabib versus Conor, all right? And we all saw how that went. When they don't respect another guy, I feel like they go into a different version of themselves, and it's a scary version of themselves, and you don't want to be in the cage with that individual, okay, when this happens to one of these Russian dudes. When they lose respect for you, yikes, watch out. We're taking Ankalaev. Probably going to find the finish. It's going to be nasty. He's going to walk over to Pereira's corner, say some shit. Maybe we see another all-out brawl, okay? That would be absolutely insane, an insane way to finish the fight. Now, hear me out. Before we give you guys our parlays, which we will, I'll get to it. JP said, if Pereira loses, this will be the end of Pereira. Maybe he has a few other fights. I disagree. If Pereira loses, JP, I think this is the time that we see him move to heavyweight, which could make things very interesting, okay? Because John Jones needs to earn the respect of Dana White. John Jones has already said that he wants to fight Alex Pereira. JP, hear me out. What if we get John Jones versus Pereira before the end of this year. I'm talking December or maybe early January. And the winner will fight Tom or maybe Cyril Gahn at the White House. Just an idea.
I mean, great idea. Love the idea. I'll leave it at that.
Well, here's the thing. John really wants to fight at the White House, and I think that would cause him to fight again. I don't think there's going to be much else that causes John to want to fight. So personally, I think that's the end-all be-all. And in order to get to the White House, many believe he needs one more fight, given the fact that he was supposed to fight Tom. He's not in the good graces of Dana and the rest of the UFC. That to me would make a lot of sense, at least for Pereira. Now, as far as the logistics, needing an American to fight in the main event, all that stuff, who knows? But Pereira at heavyweight, I think could be really fun. It could be scary. And honestly, I think that's exactly what the heavyweight division needs.
No, I agree. 100%. I agree. I would like that. I'm just worried. You know, he's 38. He had a lengthy kickboxing career. I'd love to see that. I think it's a great idea. I'd like to even see him and Tom go at it. I know damn sure, though, Tom would sprint at him and tackle him like he said. I do not think Tom would play the game on the feet, but I mean, I'd love to see it. I think I wouldn't be shocked if good old ego boy Jones, oh, he lost his fight. I'm not fighting anymore. What does it do for my blah, 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 blah? I'm going to go commit another crime. Anyways. If you guys can't tell, biggest John Jones fan.
He's a hater. He is a hater.
Certified.
All right. Let's get JP out of here. He's got some obligations after this. Let's get him out of here, but get you guys your parlays like we do every single week. And if you're still around on the video, JP and I haven't missed a single video for over a year now. Show some love, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below who you guys got. But without further ado, Locked Door MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, who you got?
Got to take him, guys. Got to take him. And then after we take him, we got to take him out and find him a wife. Okay? Dude's got weaponized cardio. Is that not the ultimate riz? I mean, we're doing this Blue Chew shit, doing all these ads. We don't need no Blue Chew because we got weaponized fucking cardio. Give me the machine. Rob Dvalishvili. Like Corey a lot. Very entertaining. Like Corey's a guy. I like him as a fighter. You just got to go with Marab.
Yeah. And for me, we got to get back in the win column, ladies and gentlemen. We're diving deep into the well on this card. We're going to actually go into the prelims. And we're taking Farid Basharat, the better Basharat brother. We think he gets it done over Chris Gutierrez. Put those two together for your Locked Door MMA's Lock of the Night. On to Brevin's Basic. You guys know what it is. We start with the lock, Farid Basharat. And then we're going to move up to JP's lock, who I like a lot. Marab Dvalishvili. And then to pair with Marab, we think it gets done in the second time around. Give us Magomed Ankalaev, the pissed off Russian. You don't want to lose respect from the Russian. I'm telling you right now, this is my warning to Poatan in his camp, but Poatan's not going to back out. Magomed Ankalaev, throw all those three together for Brevin's Basic. JP, what you got this week for the juice?
Hopefully not a car hitting somebody. If we're stopping the fight, re-stopping the fight, can we just have a week where everything, no controversy involved whatsoever? Juicer time, 6 legs, and we're doing confident picks, okay? Because we're getting in a freaking win column, man. We're not having a last-second field goal block. We're not throwing 3 picks. I'm going to crash out. First one, big honk. All right, Brevin did it. I'm going to do it. Got to do it. Might get a finish this time, too. All right, throw Ankalaev in there. Next one, Rob. All right, we like him that much. This dude, I mean, I don't know how much more I can say about him. Very next one, let's go Edmund the Boz Shahbazyan. The Boz. Throw him in there. Just can't fumble, man. Just put it all together. Get yourself on a 3-fight win streak. You're in your prime, 27 years old. Let's do it. Next one, body bags after the Boz, Joe Pyfer. Put combinations out there, and then I think you can get a boost out of there. All right, throw him in there. Next one, Farid Basharat, Brevin's lock, the better Basharat brother. He's a lock for a reason. And the final one, dog money, the Korean McGregor, Baby Zombie Jr, whatever his nickname is. Ju Sang Yu. Like his striking a lot. Throw him in there. 6 legs. It's juiced. Plus 812.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it for UFC 320. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, head on over to TikTok as well. Follow us over there and let me know your guys' picks for this stacked card. If you think Pereira should move up to heavyweight, if you think John Jones is going to fight again, whatever you feel like talking about, leave it in the comments section. And with that, JP, I'll hand it over to you.
Hey guys, Brevin said it, all right? Show your boys some love. All right, hit that subscribe button. Or, you know, comment, like. You think Big Onk's taking it? You think Poaton's still alive? He's getting the belt back. Let us know. We're trying to grow out here. And it's free. All right, none of this. Swipe up on my story and I'll give you a free. All right, I'll give you a free lock. And it's Basharat and it's Marab and it's smacking. All right. With that being said, chalk it up, boys. Pour one out for your boy. Okay. I mean, Joe Burrow got hurt, so Jamar Chase is just in the weeds. And then Malik Neighbors out for the season. Your boy's fantasy season's probably over. Is what it is. Put all our eggs into this year. And it didn't work out. So hopefully next year, you know, we'll see. Brevin still got a shot. He might make a run at the title. I'm just hoping I can make the playoffs at this point. Who knows? Is what it is. Was going to talk about the Raiders. Not even going to do it. Not going to do it. All right, because we're going to end the show in a good mood. Because we're getting a win Saturday night in Vegas. Another pay-per-view. Hey, Brevin, October is stacked. October is stacked. Back to another great month of UFC fights. Ladies and gentlemen, another weekend. Another set of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby! Hey!